Hey, what's up, guys? It's 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶𝗹. Today, we are going to talk about what categories give me the most sales. So we'll go over that starting from probably fifth most sales category, and we'll go up the line from there, and we'll probably do that once a few more people are in chat. Yeah, but today, I got the day off started super slow today, which was really nice. Didn't feel the need to get started with work immediately, so that was great. Christiana, what's up? Good to see you. Yeah, slept in. I decided to go for a run. I went to a state park nearby, and from there, I just brought like a backpack, and I brought a towel and a book and some food, and went to there's like a little river in that state park. So I ran with the backpack for a while, and then once I was done, I ended my run right at a little beach where I could get in the water. That was really nice. How do I feel about apparel? It is not my jam, but lots of people make really good money with it. That's for sure. There's literally some sellers that do 10 million a year with just apparel. And that's crazy because there's 25 different categories. Like, it's absolutely nuts. I did a little apparel. For me, I find it hard to match the ASIN to the source link. Like, it's just really hard to make matches because there's so many different variations. But that's probably part of what makes it profitable as well. And then also there's high returns as well. So that makes it harder. But yeah, yesterday our AC wasn't working, and finally we discovered that our pipes were frozen, and that was because of the filters. So we let it thaw out, and it actually worked last night, which was absolutely amazing. RW, good to see you. Did you see that Josiah Bacon Bagel? He made a post about how you can run a tactical arbitrage search on an eBay store. That might be interesting to you. Food. Yes, sir. Do you have his Instagram already? I'm just going to link it in the description. One of my good friends on Instagram, me and him talk a lot about online arbitrage. Super smart guy. He's been doing this for quite a while. Yeah, that's his Instagram name. He made a short little reel about how you can tactical arbitrage a eBay seller search a store. So thought that would be helpful because you were talking about TA yesterday. Oh, you're not on Instagram? I think you basically find an eBay seller store, and one of the links of an eBay seller, you can put into like the TA link for a store. But yeah, I don't even know how much eBay to Amazon you do, but just thought of you when he made that. Instagram's the best for connecting with other sellers. It's probably my favorite platform for that. I will ask my daughters. Yeah, a lot of the sellers are most responsive on Instagram. That's where I've made most of my friends as far as selling, not real life. Yeah, TikTok is an interesting platform. I guess I didn't really grow up with TikTok really. So I probably feel the same way about TikTok that you do about Instagram. Not a big fan on sharing what I sell. Yeah, that makes sense. Most of the people who post on Instagram content, they post like funny stuff or just like general tips. Almost nobody posts like their exact products, unless it's like a one-off on eBay or something. Just watched John's last video. What was his last video? I'm going to take a look. I'm curious if anyone knows how to see in Inventory Lab what categories. Oh, category profitability. I'm looking to see how I can look at what categories I'm in the most, because I think that would be interesting to talk about. John's last video, what was that about? I'm pulling up his channel. Hey, well, thanks for watching. Hopefully it was helpful. Oh yeah, so I posted like the checklist on what I look at before I purchase something. Yeah, it's super important because you can forget something sometimes. Like I think that's more towards like newer sellers who haven't had as many purchases under their belt, but it's still good to know that you've covered all your bases before you make a purchase. John's last video. Oh, that's a great category or video name. 5 techniques I use to try to avoid price tanking when buying online arbitrage. I'm gonna put that in my watch later. It's a good idea. Yeah, I've bought a lot of Star Wars stuff for Q4. Yeah, like some buy and hold stuff, like new in the package stuff probably. From eBay. Yeah, it's probably a good time to buy them because like there's not as much hype around them right now. Tyler says, did you do any retail or OA hunting with yesterday's and today's deals? I did a little bit. I did most of it from eBay though. I had some good purchases yesterday. Today, I only purchased a couple things. I've been spending a lot like this first part of the year, so I'm kind of giving myself a second to pay some credit down. Walmart, Target, etc. Yeah, I haven't shopped there too much. Actually, though, I did a retail arbitrage trip, I think like 2 Fridays ago, so almost 2 weeks ago, and I shipped all that stuff in. One of my stops was a Target, and I found a bunch of like iHome stuff, like Panasonic phones, et cetera, et cetera. Some of those have already sold, like probably like 4 or 5 of them have already sold, and they literally are on the way to Amazon right now, which is sweet. And then I also went to a thrift store and I found this like new in the box bread maker, and that sold for $85. That was super cool. I could probably show the ASIN. And then I also sold an ice cream maker for $120. So that was cool. Like actually seeing my profits quickly. I love that. Holding for Q4 cheap deals. Yeah, exactly. Let's see if I can find this bread maker that I sold. I still stay away from electronics. Yeah, it's weird because when I was doing eBay and when I was doing Depop, I did use clothes. Sorry about that. I did use clothes and use shoes, and I really just stuck with clothes for the longest time. And like at the places that I was sourcing, I'd see people source electronics, and like I knew that those things probably sold really quick, but I was always scared of like something not working or like dealing with high returns or not knowing much about it. Really only got into electronics when it came to Amazon. But especially if it's new in the box, that's just so much easier to deal with. That's the easiest way to get into it. True. I mean, honestly, like why as a clothing seller be scared of the electronic return rate? You're totally right. It's probably similar to electronics, but electronics are more expensive probably. Is it true that Amazon does not like the new shoes in boxes? I think they like the new shoes and boxes, don't they? Like, it's good if they have the box. I think now they changed their terms that you can send in stuff that has tags, but I've heard that the returns are even bigger for those. What section is your favorite, Goodwill or thrift? I love going to the electronics section, and it's the easiest thing. You literally just take your seller app and you just scan all the barcodes of the boxes. And then if you see an electronic that's like transportable, typing the model number into Amazon. That's my favorite thing to do. But like over the last year and a half, I've spent much more time in the book section because I used to just scan the books, like tons and tons and tons of books. What about you, Tyler? Do you really go to too many Goodwills or thrifts, or do you mostly do the Walmart, Target, away game? But yeah, the electronics and also like Home and Kitchen in a Goodwill or thrift store does really well too. Nike tags, you can remove the price tag without damaging the tag. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'd want to do that on the boxes because you don't want to sell someone $180 pair of shoes and they were 80 or $100. That just doesn't feel good. It's rough though. It's easy to forget. Books at Goodwill and Savers are $5 and up. That is very expensive. Are you in California? If you do, I don't even know if you do books, but if that's the case, then free pickups make a lot more sense. Mainly big stores and OA. But I see a lot of thrift stores in small towns I visit for work. I need to make the time to pop in and scan away. Yeah, it's a cool game of it's better capital. Like you don't have to spend as much money, which is cool. But you're also probably not going to find as much profit per hour. It's a weird toss up. And then also depending on how quick you prep too, that goes into it. But yeah, for me, do you sell most electronics as used or conditioned slightly used? When I'm doing online arbitrage, it's mostly used actually. It's most of the stuff, unless it's like completely in box and it makes sense, I sell most of it as used. But then if it's like barely used, you can list it as like new, and you can sell it for only a couple bucks lower than the new price oftentimes, which is pretty cool. So I'm looking at my inventory lab and looking at the category profitability over the last month, and I figured it might be fun to show you guys what my most profitable categories are. So if that sounds fun, I can share my screen. RW is saying, yes, Northern California. Oh, okay, so you don't do books anymore. Yeah, books, like the price of books has gone up so much over the last several years. I think books have been more popular, like to resell. And so there's been a lot more people purchasing them, which is kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. All right, I am going to share my screen here. Oh, but I need to scroll down so that I can show the top 5. Well, I'm going to filter this by sales, and going to filter this by sales, and it's interesting. But RW saying everyone getting into Amazon starts with books. And that's my thought on why the price is higher. Yeah, it's the easiest way to get started, I think. At least when books are actually cheap. It's best if you can get them like for $1 or $2, but yeah, so my 5th highest in sales for this month so far, so this is only showing this month, is health and beauty. So apparently this is news to me too. I haven't seen all of this besides just now. But health and beauty is my 5th highest in sales category with a profit of 272. So 21% ROI. So not raking in the dough with this one, but we're making solid gains with it. Definitely not my number 1 category. And this cracks me up. So it's this is the number 4 spot with 3,841 in revenue. Ooh, we gotta put that back. And the profit is a minus 167. So the category is personal computer. Yeah, I must have had a bunch of, I had a bunch of refunds. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so that part of my business is not going well, I guess. So we'll have to make some adjustments there. We'll go on to the next one. So this is interesting. The next category is this basic. So it's interesting because sometimes the best listing for an electronic or a printer or something of that nature is actually in the BIS category. So sometimes there's a category it's kind of just a random miscellaneous category. And I've sold $9,716.38 in that category. So, and the profit is good as well. The profit has been $2,166 in that category with an ROI of 34.85%. So, I am pretty sure that this category, like, it has some printers in it. It has some different things that are in, like, for whatever reason, they're not listed in the right category, but this is my 3rd highest in sales category. And real quick, I'm going to look at the chat. Josiah, what's up? Good to see you. We are going through my most profitable categories right now. And it's very interesting because I have some weird categories up in the front, like BIS Basic as my number 3 for this month. But it is what it is, you know? And then this one, I'm very confused about this one. We have the category of CE. I'm guessing that's computers and electronics or something. I'm not quite sure what that is. If anyone in the chat knows what that is, please let me know. It would make sense that it maybe Inventory Lab counts this as computer accessories and electronics because I do sell in those categories. And I have a lot of revenue in that category as well. $19,873.26. And that one also has a good ROI, kind of like the last one. And we see a profit of $4,363.83. So I'm guessing this is computers and accessories and electronics. I don't know what else it could be. Very curious if you guys have any thoughts on what that would be. Please let me know in the chat if you do, but it's probably computers, electronics, and like the computer accessories. So stuff like docking stations, modems, anything in electronics. There's so much in the electronics category. It's vast. And we're going to go ahead and share the screen again and take a look at what the number 1 category is so far this month. You guys might have already seen it because I showed it before, but the number 1 category is office products. That is my favorite category. I have been selling office products since probably around last September. Last September, my in-laws were retiring from their business and they were selling their building, and they let me go in and take a look at the stuff that they were going to donate. And I was able to sell a lot of that stuff on Amazon, and it was a bunch of stuff that I never really looked at before. And so I was able to get a shot at seeing how a lot of these things sold on Amazon and how the office category actually works. And there were some really bad things that like weren't that great. And then there were some really good things that I wanted to get more of. And so finding these things on eBay have been really good for me. And from there, you can kind of just expand into a lot of the other things in this category. So this month so far, I've done around $24,299.86 in the office products category with 119 items sold. A lot of these are used, and so the return rate is pretty high, but most of that gets put back into the inventory. The profit on that has been $6,602.62 with an ROI of 46%. So that's a pretty good ROI. I'm pretty happy with that. And then just like taking a look at like the profit that we have here. Of course, I have other costs like software. I have a sourcing VA. I have an editor VA that I'm paying with my Amazon business. I'm paying a CPA service, which thankfully Josiah has been talking to me about this, but I actually have a meeting with them, I think, in a week and a half. So I'll get to have some solid out numbers on my accounting. So that's going to be cool. But yeah, my most profitable categories by far are computer accessories, electronics, and office supplies, and then some tools. But yeah, that is the breakdown of my categories. Tyler says, do you do a lot of FBM with the eBay flips or still send them into FBA? I do FBA, and it's interesting. I have noticed a lot of the people that I storefront stock, they do FBM. So I'm not 100% sure what the reason for this is. There's a couple things that could be. And RW, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, there's a couple things that it could be. Number one, some of these are quick selling, and so waiting the 3 weeks to have them sent in just like might not be the best thing to do. So these people are happy to be responsible to ship the item out when it sells. So that's one thing I can think of. Another thing I can think of is these people want their inventory in-house. They don't want it at Amazon FBA. And I could see the logic behind that because that makes a suspension a lot less of a problem for them. So doing FBM could be like a really good hedge against that risk. Another thing is I'm not sure if people do this, but if there's an item that is like pretty common on eBay to find at a certain price, it's probably possible to list it on Amazon FBA as FBM and then drop ship. I wouldn't suggest that because it's against Amazon's terms of service, but that is a way that people probably make money out there. So yeah, so it's possible that people are just doing that and they're happy to do it that way. It is thunderstorming outside. I've seen so many lightning strikes in the last couple minutes. In Colorado, it hardly rains. So when it rains, it's just like, it's almost kind of special. It's kind of strange. But yeah, I'm probably going to head off in a few minutes if you guys have any last questions. But yeah, I'll probably head off pretty soon. I have a bunch of my eBay auctions for liquidation. So I had a bunch of removal orders, and so I listed a bunch of stuff on eBay for a 1-week auction, and I have a bunch of them ending tomorrow. So that'll be good to be moving some of these items out and not have as much in storage here. But yeah, it was good to hang out. And if you're not subscribed, please help me out and subscribe if this was helpful for you. Good to see all of you. Thanks for the live and enjoy the thunderstorm. I will. And hope you guys have a great evening. Take care.